Welcome to my channel, Better Monday Fasting. In today's video, I'll talk about my last day in Asunción, Paraguay, and my second stay here. Do like a recap on my second stay here in Asunción and how did it go. Before getting started, nothing I share, it's medical advice, so always do your own research before making any health-related decisions. So this was my second visit to Paraguay. First time I came here was last March 2024, and I fell in love with the place. I mean, the reason why I came here, it was I had recently started a business, and I was looking for a entrepreneur, like a friendly country, and Paraguay was the last one on my list, but it ended up being the best solution for me. So I came here. It was late March last year, and less than a week I decided to stay here and get my paperwork done, and I'm glad I did. So I did the initial fill-ins of the paperwork. Then I went to Colombia. Then I came back here in July and had a little bit like some hiccups with the process. So it took quite some time. So I've been extending my stay, like to get the residency, then get the Paraguayan ID, then tax residency, and start paying my taxes and all that. Like, it all was a whole process, but in that sense, it's mission accomplished. It took longer than planned, but got everything done, and now I happily and proudly call Paraguay home in Latin America, and even home in general. I mean, what happened to me during those 9 months, when I came for the second time, I was more like paperwork oriented, get it done, but then the process started taking longer, and then I was like, you got to be patient. So I was just I changed my plans, and in the meantime, I really fell in love with the country. I mean, in the sense of, I already liked it a lot, and I had already decided to establish myself here. But more I stayed here, more I was like, this place is great. It's great to live. It's great to build something. It's great to invest. Everything happens for a reason, they say. And for me, it was I still lost a valuable time, but having that process delayed. But at the same time, now it's there's no, I know that Paraguay and Asunción, that's my base. Really happy to be here. So kind of to celebrate it, I was just I'm gonna travel a little bit. You don't wanna, I've been living as a, if you don't know my background, I've been living as a nomad for the past 8 years, mostly in Latin America, to the exception of 2002, where I went to my home country, Turkey, and I toured with my band, Black Sea Storm, the entire country, and that was an amazing experience. I started fasting in 2016, and when I look back, it's just that since I started fasting, I started a new chapter of my life. And when I look back, I mean, it's gonna be almost like a decade, and it's great. I'm at a great place right now in life, and I'm glad. I'm glad things worked out like that. Like I try to remember, there's the Hot Snake songs. I can't remember the lyrics right now, but I love the way things turned out, or something like that. I love the way things worked out or turned out. Yeah, it's just that's it. Like that's yeah, like a lot of successive negative things happened to me. The first one was I left the US. Huge mistake. I mean, now maybe it's not, but like now recently, like maybe that was also a good move, but I could have, like so it was in 2011 I left the US. Yeah, I think I could have it good until now, 2025. So there's like 14 years I could have lived in the US, but so that was the first thing. Then I went to Switzerland, and things actually on paper worked really well for me. Found a good job and get promoted and all that. Like, then I got a big separation. Then I lost my job, and yeah, that was like when things kind of, my world starts shaking a little bit, and that's when I find out about I discovered fasting, and then it just opened this like new dimension. Then with fasting I faced the fact that fasting made it so I was almost like happy to lose my job. Like I was like, oh, this is an opportunity, this is and in the past, like I had a similar experience, like from the mid to late 90s, like I was playing in this band, and it was a promising band, and I was playing with my best 3 friends, and I had this like awesome Turkish girlfriend, and I had like the great, like the Swiss indie rocker life, and then that band broke up, and I had quit like high school to focus more on the band, and yeah, then things went south, like, and at that time too, like it felt like my world was collapsing, but then I went to the US, to start all over again, and I stayed there 11 and a half years, and it was a great experience. So after a while, when I look back, that breakup of my first band, Swoan, SWOAN, if you want to check it out. Yeah, it was a blessing. And then in the US, we started this band called Channing Cope with Chris and Kenny, and then that band on the second album got signed, and we toured the US. We did like many tours and stuff, and yeah, it allowed me to live like my dream of touring the US, and in the US I was able to go back to school. Then first I got my GED, then I went to community college, San Diego City College, then transferred to UCSD, and then graduated from UCSD. Yeah, I myself too, I cannot believe it, but with really good grades. I missed the honors like with like a .1, like it was like, it was horrible. Like I should have gotten the honors, but on one essay, there is this, that's like, it's really weird. There was this like Turkish TA, this girl, it was a film class. And I don't know why, I mean, I will, from the art classes, I mean, I will get my ass kicked a little bit on the computer science and math, but all the art classes I had A's and A+, And this was like film history class, and I did this I wrote this essay, and she gave me a B minus. She or the professor, I don't know, I think it was mostly her. So she gave me a B minus, so it's not a big deal, right? But then when I did the math, because I was kind of aiming for I wanted to get honors, graduate with honors. And when I did the math, well, if she had given me a B or B plus instead of the B minus, I would have gotten the honors. It's like 6 years of hard work, like 3 years at San Diego City College and 3 years at UCSD. At San Diego City College, I had really good grades. Then started UCSD. First quarter, I got my ass kicked, but then pick up the pace and also became an A student there. It was not easy. It was by far not easy, but that first quarter where I got my ass kicked, and the computer science classes and the calculus classes, made it so that I didn't, at the end of the day, I did not graduate with honors. But I don't remember it now, but it's after, I think I had you needed 3.6, I had a 3.69 something GPD, and I think you needed 3.7 or something but it was all 9, like that B minus. I mean, of course, it's not like her fault, or it's not the fault of that B minus, but it was just that last class I was taking, pretty much, one of the last classes in the last quarter, and that could have made the difference, So I was I tried to talk to her, be this is what's going on. I don't care about, B minus is not a horrible grade, but this is how. I tried to explain to her and to the actual teacher and stuff, and they didn't help me out. There was even another TA of mine. I think she kind of talked to that girl. She said, what, life, you gotta, it's good to play by the book, but this guy is gonna hate you his entire life, it just doesn't, later on you're gonna have a professional life and stuff, but she didn't, she played. So it was kind of interesting that I didn't get the help, and it was a Turkish girl, that's the other, maybe that's why she didn't want to do it, maybe she was scared that, Turks are helping each other. But an essay, it's so subjective, if she gives me a B minus and I'm like, hey, give me an A plus, okay, that will be wrong ethically. But a B minus, and if a B changes the everything, just reread everything. Maybe you'll, because also when they correct those essays and everything, it's because we are humans, so maybe my essay was the last, or just before my essay, the one before mine she read, it was amazing, or my essay was the first and she maybe started more severe, and then there's all these but I didn't get the honors, that's any kind of, because I actually wanted to do a master and go on. I was kind of gone ho with the whole academic thing. I was kind of getting a taste of it, and that that anecdote like killed like my whole. I was just like, this is bullshit, you know. Like this is a bullshit world. Like I mean, it kind of turned me off, and also like you know, my parents came to graduation, and like it's a big deal. And I mean, it's still a big deal. I mean, it's like it's already a miracle that I graduated from any university, but then to graduate from UCSD, which is like the nation's one of the nation's most like competitive. It's probably the best university in San Diego. I mean, even cops, you know, they will pull me over because I had this like really shitty car, and then they're like, "Where you come from?" And or they will see my parking ticket from UCSD. They will let me go. Oh, okay. You know, like, and later on in my professional life, when I used to work in Switzerland, there was this woman we were doing business with, and she's like, "Oh, how cool!" Like, she's like, "I also went to college in San Diego and stuff," and so she saw that I went to UCSD. So then she would say things like, but I only graduated from SDSU." You know, even there, like years later, it gives you an edge. You know, like it's just, it's a fantastic school. Like, has a great reputation. So imagine if you graduate with honors, it's like the little spice, you know, that kind of, I don't know if it would have helped me, maybe for interviews, or maybe it makes you look like you're more nerdy than you are. I don't know, but everything happens for a reason, and maybe it saved me a lot of time, because then a master, and I would have probably done a master of arts. I mean, it's all useless stuff, you know. Like at the end of the day, I mean, it's fun, but you know, like so in 2024 I started my business. If I only knew that when you're in business, that's when you learn the most, I would have started the business at 16 and you know, screw school. Like, it's just amazing. I'm just like, in a little bit more than now it's been what, 12, 13, 14, like 15 months. 15 months I'm in business, and yeah, I mean, it feels like life, you know, like it feels like, I mean, so many things happen, and I learned so many things. So yeah, maybe if I've gone like the academic way, it would have been maybe a waste of time, and maybe it would have been less fun, because business is it's way, I mean, it's like, what I like about business is like it's a simulation of war, you know, like a little bit, you know, you kind of play your economic life, you know, your money is on the line, and that makes it really fun. I mean, fun, it makes it real, you know, it makes it, since now we cannot fight with the lions in the jungle, you know. Well, when you're in business, it's you're fighting with the lions in the jungle. So that's kind of how I see it, and it's good. It's good, like because you don't. I mean, when you go to school, yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, it can also be a struggle, like if you're, you know, going to school and working at the same time. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it's. I mean, it's a controlled environment, you know. It's a controlled environment. If you study hard, then they're gonna give you that A, but that A doesn't come. It's not currency. It's not, you know, it's not real. Like, it's like somebody decided that to give you that A, and then you're happy and you feel like you accomplished something, but you haven't solved like a real world problem. You didn't go get that resource, so it's like, yeah, you pay tuition and there's this like closed system, and then and then you work your ass off, and to get, it's a different, well, it's a good place to be. Like, I mean, it's a good place to be now with AI and all the access to knowledge and everything. I think like most of the universities, they're going to be useless. Being a university teacher is going to be useless, and you're going to be yeah, I mean, there's no time for, especially if you're in fields like computer science or technology. I mean, how are you going to integrate, there's something new coming up, how you, like, by the time you integrate it into a curriculum, it's already gone, like so yeah, I think university will work with something like, yeah, surgery for doctors, things like that, like, yeah, or maybe even lawyers, AI can do a better job, but maybe things like very specific to a country, yeah, like immigration law or business, I don't know, like, but yeah, things are changing, but I see institutions as it's an opportunity. Like I served in the Swiss Army, and now if you give me a rifle, I don't even know if I can still load it, or like, I don't know. But it's just like I had once like a teacher, he was actually a teacher at UCSD. He said something that stayed with me forever. Like, he said something like, culture is what is remembered when everything is forgotten. So that's really strong. So you go to university, 6 years. Well, you're not going to remember most of the stuff you learned there, the specifics. But you woke up in the morning to go to class. You were able to, give your, you were able to, how do you say that? Hand in your homeworks, your assignments on time. You experience with deadlines and all that. So that stays with you, And the same with the military, like you learn, that you can function even if you only sleep like 2 to 4 hours, and you can do it. And when you have to shower really, really fast, shave really fast, like have like 22-hour days, like all that stuff. I mean, probably cannot do it right now, like perform at that level, but you've done it once, so there is something that stays with you. So I think that's the positive thing about institutions. It's just that when you go through them, I mean, depends also on your character, because like me personally, like I like to push myself and everything, but there is no way I can push myself the way we were like pushed during the Swiss Army, like it's like it was just insanity, the whole thing, like you go to bed at midnight, you wake up if you're lucky at 4 a.m, then you work for 6 hours and it's only 10 o'clock. It's not like you still have to wait 2 hours for lunch, like and it goes like that until midnight the next day. Like it's, so there's no way, me personally, I could put like that much pressure on myself. So if you're in an environment like, it pushes you. The same with that last quarter of UCSD, like with all my project, I think at one point I had like a three, like I didn't, like I had 3 days in a row I pulled the all-nighter, you know. It was like I was up for 72 hours, you know, like to get everything ready, and I was, and even I had my installation and stuff, and I think one of the teachers, he came like he wanted to interview me, like he kind of did an interview with the video, but I was so like I was so like in another world, like I was so tired that I think it didn't make sense what I was saying, like, so they never published it or anything, so I just, I was on the, like it was the end of the end of the end, like but of my resources at the time. So yeah, like institutions, like I see there's something positive about it, but nowadays you don't need like you don't need anything. I mean, you just need time, like some resources to get started, and all the knowledge is out there. You can make it happen. There's intelligence, artificial intelligence, to help you out. So yeah, like now it's like just have an idea and go after it, you know, like there's no excuse. There's no, oh, I don't know how to do that. Well, but ask ChatGPT, you know. I mean, not that everything is going to be right, but for certain things, like I have with my business, I have like business meetings, you know, with ChatGPT, and it keeps everything in memory, so you don't have to explain her or him or it. You don't have to explain anything, you know, like you jump back into the conversation, and you know, like now if I want to design an ad for my brand YouthLyte, but it already knows that, he already knows my brand, that he knows that it doesn't have any sugar. Yeah, he already knows all that, so it's gonna design the ad accordingly, you know. So all those big tangents to say that, it's been 9 great months in Asuncion, Paraguay, and now I have a place I call home, and so kind of like kind of to celebrate it and celebrate the end of Ramadan. I'm gonna go to another country for a while, and probably come back here. I don't think they're everywhere, those dogs. And so I will come back here. I almost I already miss it, kind of. Like there's a saying, like they say, people drag their feet to come to Paraguay, and then they drag their feet when it's time to leave. It's so true. Like it's so nurturing. Like it's so, people are so nice. Like I've never seen a place where there's no toxicity, you know. There's no toxicity, nobody's judging you. It's just like normal people. And I said it in one of my other videos. It's like, it feels like a part of my brain is resting from 50 years of stress. Like even though I'm busy here, I feel like a part of my brain is it's resting, because there's no like all that aggression, and even socially, like even I've been in other situations, even your friends, you know, like they will sometimes say something, a jab, or you know, like they're your friends, but at the same time there's like you sense like jealousy or something, you know. I mean, it happens, it's human, but like here I don't feel that either. Like, and one amazing thing is like, I mean, I grew up in Switzerland, in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, and so we're basically in France, but we're not French. Like, we speak French, but culturally we're not. So then there is this like vision of, I mean, like there's like I think 100,000 French people coming every day. It's a little bit like Tijuana and San Diego, you know, just to work, you know. And so you're in contact with them, and well, after a while, I mean, even though I avoid to be prejudiced, well, you get like you have an idea of that nationality, you know. Like you're like, okay, those guys, they're kind of cocky, they're kind of like that, like, you know. And so you get an idea. My view on them in the general scope, it was like kind of in the middle, but more on the negative side for various reasons. Like, and here, you know, like I've been meeting like a lot of French people, and I've been. It was like last Saturday I went to a meetup. There was like maybe 40 of them, and here in Paraguay, they are all so cool. Like. So that's amazing. It kind of changed my whole, the way I view, that nationality. Kind of changed my mind. Like, so it could be that Paraguay acts like a filter, and we get the people that are maybe more like. I also came here for a reason, you know. So maybe more like-minded people are meeting here. That could be something. Or also maybe, you know, we're all human, so maybe they're like, wow, this place is not toxic. So maybe if they were a little bit toxic themselves, maybe they quit that, you know. They adapt in a good way. So yeah, that was like it's great because since I speak French at the native level, well, it's a huge. It opens a huge door for me. But I always, in the back of my mind, before, like I had that preconceived idea of my experience of French people, like from a French-speaking part of Switzerland, you know. And maybe I was ignorant, you know. Like also, like I mean, I visited France. I mean, I went to Saint-Étienne, I went to Paris, like I don't know how many times. I went to Grenoble. It's not like a country that I know very, very well, but I've already been there. And they've been a lot. They're crossing the border every day in Switzerland. So, we're in. So it's not like, it's almost not a preconceived idea, because if daily you're seeing, you know, people and patterns, then your idea in your reality is pretty much right? But that's completely changing since I'm here. Very, very interesting. Like, that's why, like in life, it's always better to keep an open mind, and also you never know, you know, even if you know you're prejudiced, or like a pattern repeats itself many times, but it could be that one time that maybe you'll meet your best friend, you know, from that. Preconceived ideas on nationality, it's bad, but it's there. It's hard to not like, you know, it's hard to not. I mean, every country has its flavor and something, but for the whole France thing, I mean, it's opening a whole new chapter here in Paraguay, because so far I haven't met one like uninteresting or bad person. Like they were all like super interesting, like the lives they have, and like and how I see, and you talk to them, and it's like it's not like you're not just chit chatting, you know, like it's opening your mind. Like I met this one guy who was like a diplomat, and in the 70s, and like he was diplomat in Latin America, and also in the late 90s he was a diplomat in Geneva, where I'm from. So I think for 1 year we lived in the same city, like without knowing each other. And he tells me about like you know, like Colombia in 1986 and how it was. And so yeah, I mean, it was a person with a a senior person, but amazing life, and his analysis and very like of where the world is going and everything was like, wow, like you know, it's you feel that like the guy, not only he's like intellectual, he had a good career, but also he lived, you know. It's not like he learned everything from the books, you know. Like this whole life is travel. And I think he was born in Morocco from French parents, you know. So that's already like, you start life like that, and then they went back to France and all these countries and stuff. Like it really, because I think his parents were diplomats too. Yeah, like I think for 3 generations. So that's amazing. So already as a child, you're like moving with your parents each time they have a new assignment, you know. And then you embrace that profession and you do it. Like it's amazing. Like I mean, it's yeah, your whole life you live it like that. And then when you see a guy like that who chooses Paraguay, then I'm like, okay, then maybe I made a good decision, you know, because he's seen it all, you know. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit less like a fasting unrelated, less fasting related video. I wanted to share before I leave this country, this beautiful country, my last day in Paraguay, and hopefully I'll be back very soon. If you want to check, so the next video will be from another country. So my outlets are, I'm the author of a book called For a Better Monday, and in that book you have all the information that resulted from my fasting experience, and my fasting experience changed my life. So it's a very easy to read book called For a Better Monday. I'm like manufacturing like electrolyte powder designed to support fasting and carnivore diet and keto diet. Only available in the US. It's called the Fasting Electrolytes, and my brand is called YouthLyte. YouthLyte.com. You can order it right now, and it will be shipped to you. You'll receive it within 4 to 5 days. And my third outlet is Black Sea Storm. I'm a musician since I'm 14 years old. I focused since I started music producing original music. So I've been playing in bands for many years, and with Black Sea Storm I have a lot of albums. I also played in other bands, if you want to check it out. Swoan, SWOAN of Switzerland, and Channing Cope of San Diego. And all the albums are out there, so if you're interested you can check those out as well. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys very soon from a different country. Take care. Thank you.